Good evening and welcome. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. Let me know if the sound is okay. It's coming in rather loud where I am. All right, so we're following some breaking news tonight. Uh, Waiting for people to get their notification. I see baby Juju, my moderator. Good evening. All right, trying to get started a little bit earlier. So we're following this breaking news of the shooting that took place in Midtown Manhattan late on this afternoon or evening. Four people, including a New York Police Department officer, were killed, yes, in this fatal shooting. Also, the suspect is, I want to use a proper word, with the YouTube right now. What would be the word? It's it's said that he um, shot himself. All right. So let me just tell you what we know. I will be reporting from CNN and Reuters News and probably Fox at 10 o'clock. There's supposed to be a press conference, a presser. So again, what we know so far: four people, including a New York Police Department officer, were killed today in Midtown Manhattan. A law enforcement official told CNN it was the 254th mass shooting in the U.S. this year alone. This, according to data from the Gun Violence Archive. The shooter, the gunman, was tentatively identified as a 27-year-old from Las Vegas. It's not known if he had any relationship with any of the victims, anyone in that very tall um, office tower there in Manhattan. Police did share a photo of the alleged gunman. He was just walking around and he was carrying a long gun. He appeared to be calm. I've seen, pictures of him. He's believed to have died of a self inflicted wound. That would be a better way to say it. The scene, the shooter, um, again, this was at a 634-foot skyscraper located at 345 Park Avenue, which includes offices, corporate offices for the NFL and Blackstone. So I can give you some updates where we're at right now. Um, Wait a minute. Before I do that, let me just go to something else. Maybe I can play some sound. Let's see if I can get just a little bit of the sound. Fair use commentary.
Let's start with the eye chart.
What makes you think I can read?
This is a commercial.
And you booked an eye exam online?
Okay, good point. Get two pairs of glasses and an eye exam starting at just $89.95 at America's Best.
Many of the officers are still here. There are fire department officials. There are several ambulances, as you said. The number of dead has grown. The police and emergency officials still very much searching the building, still here in the area. This has turned into a crime scene. Also significantly, a off-duty police officer who was working a paid detail here, which we see all across the country really, and really in New York City, where there are off-duty officers who are allowed to wear their uniforms and they work to make extra money. It's essentially a way for them to make extra cash. And that's what this officer was doing, standing outside this building, when the gunman shot him. And luckily, perhaps in some ways, this may have prevented a much larger tragedy, this interaction between this off duty officer and the gunman. So we are now waiting for the NYPD and for the mayor and other New York officials to hold a press conference. Things are somewhat slowed now because of the death of this officer. The NYPD needs to gather this officer's family members, bring them to the hospital, inform them of what happened. And certainly they want to do that, Caitlin, before they have any kind of press conference, make sure all the family is aware, make sure they notify the other victims. One of the eerie things, and I can't get this out of my head, is when I got to this scene, watching people in the building, and the building is just over my left shoulder here, watching the people in the windows who were in that building where the gunman was believed to be, standing there trying to figure out what was going on, and the NYPD just flowing in, running towards the building. It was such a chaotic scene in some ways, but also such a frightening scene because even for those officers who are arriving here, if they weren't wearing tactical gear, they were being told to stay off Park Avenue, to go down the side streets just in case the gunman started firing out of that building and this became a sniper situation.
So you heard a little bit of the news coverage. You know what? Baby Juju, can you let me know the number of people that you see that are coming in? As I only see maybe two people that have received their notification. Let me check to find out if we should be live. Two. Okay. Well, I will continue with just reporting on it. So, again, what I know so far and what is being reported in this Manhattan shooting at 345 Park Avenue, it occurred approximately 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in Midtown Manhattan. It was a high rise, okay? It's located between 52nd and 53rd Street. The building houses offices of major entities. I mentioned the NFL headquarters, KPMG, lots of financial offices, buildings. Many employees were, present, and many of whom were, hiding in their offices while this was taking place. This 27-year-old man from Las Vegas, they've identified him as Shane Devon Tamura or Tamara. Mhm. He entered the building armed with an AR style rifle and wearing body armor. He opened fire in the lobby and the upper floors, injuring multiple people. So, a number of the victims were taken to hospital, but they were pronounced deceased, and a number of people have been injured. Okay. After barricading himself on around, they said he was either on the 32nd or the 33rd floor. He died by an apparent self inflicted gunshot wound. Okay. The total number again of fatalities, depending on the reporting, four or five, including one off duty NYPD officer working security on site. And at least two civilians were shot. Some reports indicate up to six injured, although the count may vary. The response and containment, it was responded by the New York Police Department, the fire department, and also the FBI has responded rapidly with law enforcement. If you could just see some of the scenes, it was swarming with law enforcement. They secured the scene and evacuating the building occupants. It's probably still some of that going on. They've cordoned off, blocks and blocks of area just to make sure that the scene is secure. A command post was set up near the site, and by around 8 p.m., the shooter was confirmed, neutralized, and the building declared safe. Surrounding streets were locked down. Employees were instructed to shelter in place or exit with police escort. So when you think about the crime that has occurred, if not just in the US, but just hone in on New York City. Just between the months um, January to May of 2025, there has been a percent decrease in the number of murders, with the total number of being 112. And they are reporting a record low for shootings of 264. So major crime in New York overall has decreased about 8%. So, again, this is according to NYPD reports of shootings and murders through May of this year, with over 22,000 illegal firearms that have been seized uh, since 2022 alone. Overall, violent crime rate, homicides remain significantly lower than many U.S. cities. Yeah. It's rare, but tragic mass shootings in central business districts of Manhattan, it simply underscores the evolving security, how vulnerable. Think about, being in a corporate setting and working in an office tower that is, high rise, 33, 35, even taller, uh, or higher, I should say, in number of floors in Manhattan. Many people, work in an environment just like that in New York City. Yeah. So this assailant use of high-powered rifle, he had tactical gear. They say that that reflects an increased planning and intent, but that overall he was rapidly, you know, he took his own life. That's what they're saying. Um, and the scene has been secured. Mhm. So we pause the noise for a moment, the noise to rewind because of this modern day, it's really urban terror. It's a planned attack. It happened in Midtown Manhattan. A security detail turned fatal. An unsuspecting officer lost his life. I believe it is a female officer. And this person was working a detail, just extra security, extra hours. Yeah. And this shooter, a masked figure, they could see him, but recognizable on the street, said he just would blend in, except he was carrying this long arm. He was in full body armor, bulletproof vest. He was carrying, more than a weapon. He carried fear throughout, and it happened over a period of hours. People waiting, for their loved ones to hear if they're safe, and then others having to learn the very sad news that their loved one lost their life in this shooting. You mean I still have your comment up there? I do. Yeah. I know it's scary and it's sad. It is. So it's 10 o'clock. So the briefing should be going on now. Let's see if I can try to find any live coverage of it. See if I can get it on Fox. If I can't, well, again, I just have to be, a little bit more careful. Let me see. Anyone has come to the podium yet? Yeah. I'm looking at Fox 5 New York. So I will keep an eye on it. So what else is going on tonight? Yeah, it's scary. All right, so I see a few more coming in. Yeah, please hit the like as you enter the bear cave. It's yeah, Monday night. It is. And the time right now is 10:04, waiting for this news conference to begin on this shooting. Let me turn this music down a little bit. Hang on. I can see some people approaching, around, gathering around, but still it has not started. Yeah. So we don't know much detail as to, why this occurred. And while I'm waiting, maybe just a different um, some footage from NBC News now. Let's see if I can listen in.
which is 3345 Park Avenue.
Yeah, it looks like people are coming out of that scene. I mean, that is some very good news. Unfortunately, we have some bad news. I believe we just got confirmation that there are 5 victims, 5 dead, including the shooter, though. So again, we're awaiting word from some.
Breaking news tonight, an active shooter reported in Midtown Manhattan. The massive NYPD response to a skyscraper on Park Avenue. This chilling image of a man carrying a long gun outside. City officials telling us at least 1 officer and 1 civilian have been shot. The gunman now confirmed dead. Also tonight, the sailing camp tragedy off the coast of Miami Beach. Video exclusively obtained by NBC News shows the moment a barge crashes into a sailboat filled with young campers, killing 2 kids. Responders and rescue divers rushing to the scene, trying to save those campers and their counselor. The Walmart stabbing spree, the suspect now facing terrorism charges. Our conversation with the man who used a shopping cart to stop the attacker before he stabbed more people. The hunt for a killer, an Arkansas couple murdered in Devil's Den State Park during a hike with their 2 young daughters.
You know what? Did you hear about that? 11 people injured in a stabbing took place right here in Michigan at a Walmart, outside of a Walmart, inside and outside. It just happened on yesterday, and they were able to, you know, get this person. I know. It happened about. It's kind of north and west. It's a resort town. It's called Traverse City, where this occurred. I know, just a lot going on. Just waiting. Fox 5. So, what have I missed today um, on the YouTube streets? I've heard some rumblings, but I don't really know enough to address, some of what's going on. hmm And no news update on my trial. My case still, um, case is open, but no ruling. Mhm. Oh, a couple of lives are going on now. I wonder if I can find one where we can listen in.
After at least 2 people were shot, 1 police officer and 1 civilian. According to 2 senior law enforcement officers
That's what I'm trying to do.
New York City officials say the gunman is dead on the
Hold
scene
on.
with gunshot wounds on the 34th floor of the building. Earlier, NYPD circulated this photo of the person with the long gun they say they were searching for in connection with the shooting. This is the same senior law enforcement spokesman. The building, 245 Park Avenue, is the headquarters of the NFL's Blackstone and accounting firm KPMG. It all began around 6 p.m. as people were heading home for the day. Wolves inside
So I see things being reported, in the past, but I don't see anyone at the podium that I'm looking at. Let's see.
families and help them try to get through this and just guide them through the process of what's going to happen. The dealing.
So that's not the press conference. Again, if you are just now joining me, I'm trying to um, find a channel where they're giving this news presser. I may have to, once it's finished, if I don't know how long it will take, is find, the rewind. But live Midtown Manhattan, there was a shooting um, tonight or this evening that left multiple people dead, including a police officer. Mhm. Um, the gunman has been identified as Shane Tamara, according to AP sources, and the shooting occurred near 51st Street and Park Avenue. Okay. So let's see if I can get something a little bit more updated. 9:17 p.m. Gunman identified. Again, depending on what you're reading from, which source, I'm seeing between 4 and 5 people that were killed. And the suspects, he was located. His body was found either on the 32nd or the 33rd floor. So again, I'm trying to find this press conference. What did Mayor Eric Adams have to say? He's been on the scene at the shooting in Midtown, and he says, Chorus reports the shooter is neutralized. NYPD are now searching, um, but they've already, cleared the building, the 345 Park Avenue. Mhm. People were taken to the hospital. Number of people injured. Okay. Let me look at the chat because I'm not looking, and I go. I left that up there. Good evening. I see Michelle. I see Sunset. I see Polly. Um, yes. Another shooting, mass shooting. Well, it's considered mass shooting, I believe, when it's four or more. Yeah. Baby Juju, where did you see it's playing live? I see a mic set up, but I don't see anyone at the podium. And this is supposed to be live. This is Fox 5 New York. All right, so while I wait, let me just play some music and I will be right back.
Another new day. 눈부신 자해 사이 어두운 밤 지나 찬란하게 빛나. I've been feeling down all night. You tell me it's alright. It's alright, alright, alright. So blue. 저 하늘은 더 푸른 바다로. How deep it kill me when you jump up. 힘껏 달려가. And now 두 발을 벌려. Dive into the sunlight when you're down. Just dive into the sky high. 날아오를 시간. 어디론가 떠나고만 싶을 때도 You go. 기댈 곳이 없다거나 느낄 때도 Baby it's alright. It's alright, alright, alright. So blue. 저 하늘은 더 푸른 바다로. How deep it kill me when you jump up. 힘껏 달려가. And now 두 발을 벌려. Dive into the sunlight when you're down. Just dive into the sky high. 날아오를 시간. 가슴이 터질 때잖아. 귀를 기울여봐. 내 안에 작은 목소리가 점점 크게 들려와. Dive into the sunlight when you're down. Just dive into the sky high. 날아오를
So it appears that they're coming to the podium right now. Let's see. I'm going to be able to pick this up. So I'm trying to listen in to this news conference on this shooting that occurred this afternoon or this evening in Midtown Manhattan. And I can see people, gathered around the police chief, and he appears to be being consoled. I don't know if the connection is good. Let me just try to. They haven't begun speaking. I can see them at the podium. Okay, let me just mute this sound. I don't know if it's their connection with Fox 5, but it doesn't seem to be coming through. Hang on. When I see them speaking, um, okay, so Lovewind says it was a bad connection off and on when you were watching. That's what it is right now. So I don't know. Hey, Annette says, nah, have a good night. Baby Vicky Bear Cave, also good night. Yeah. I'll just play music until if I see them come on.
Please tell me now. I'm feeling low, so let me know I'm in it to the end. Love fading out, I'm falling apart. I can't begin searching to saturate these. All these two drowning me, baby, can't you see this? Say you see more than you need, we're lost in love, don't you care? Yeah, with all these fake things we share, just erase, there's just no one else, yeah. No one else but yourself, yeah. I just wanna have somebody find me one day. 주위 말들이 날 어지럽게. Let's not do another love song, baby. Hey, can we find a love? Oh, digital love is all just want to know. Living all taking over. Digital love, I'm trying to take control. Baby, I can take it no more. Love's not one no more. Love's not one no more. Just focus on me, baby. 하지 않아 망설이지 마. You know what to do and you know what to say. 누가 뭐래도 I always be with you, babe. 지금처럼만 우리 서로를 들여다볼까. 미뤄가던 너의 마음속에 갇혀버려 나.
This never gets easy. I always go back to the beginning of my role as mayor.
Mayor
The
Eric
hospital
Adams speaking now.
where Officer Mora and Rivera were assassinated. I remember watching their family members enter the hospital in a loud yell of, "No, God, please tell me it's not true." I thought about that today when the notification came over from the police commissioner that we had a number of shots fired and we're still unraveling what took place. And our hearts are heavy. 5 innocent people shot tonight. We lost 4 souls to another senseless act of gun violence, including a member of the New York City Police Department, Officer Islam. He served in the 47th Precinct. He was just 36 years old and a 3.5-year veteran of the department. He was doing what he does best, and all members of the police department carry out. He was saving lives. He was protecting New Yorkers. He's an immigrant from Bangladesh, and he loved this city. And everyone we spoke with stated he was a person of faith and a person that believed in God and believed in living out the life of a godly person. He embodies what this city is all about. He's a true blue New Yorker, not only in the uniform he wore, but in his spirit and energy of loving this city. And early tonight, I met with the officer's family. I told them that he was a hero, and we admire him for putting his life on the line. This was his dad's only son. I think about Jordan, my child, and it's unimaginable to experience a loss of this magnitude. And 3 other innocent civilians are also dead. 2 males and 1 female, and another male is seriously injured, fighting for his life in critical condition because of the violent, despicable attack. Additionally, the shooter is dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. To be clear, 6 total tonight died, 1 including the perpetrator. And I'm sorry, 6 total was shot tonight, 1 including the perpetrator. No words can describe this act of evil, a man who takes the life of others who are innocent. And no words can fill the void that has been left by this tragedy. Our hearts break for the families and friends of the victims. We pray for the swift and safe recovery of the injured. The horrific crime reminds us all how easy it is to gain access to a gun. Gun violence has scarred so many neighbors and ripped apart too many families across this entire country. And we will continue the fight to do all we can to protect our city. But tonight we mourn for those who were killed. And we pray for the families as they go through this painful moment. And as I stated, 5 innocent people were shot. And the perpetrator was shot. We will continue to do what we do as a city, and that's fight to protect innocent New Yorkers. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to the Police Commissioner of the City of New York, Commissioner Tisch.
Thank you, sir. The information that I'm about to provide is preliminary and subject to change. At 6:28 p.m., the 911 call center started receiving multiple 911 calls for an active shooter inside of 345 Park Avenue at 52nd Street in Manhattan. What happened next is under an active investigation and details are still coming in, but here's what we know so far. Surveillance video shows a male exit a double parked black BMW on Park Avenue between 51st and 52nd Streets, carrying an M4 rifle in his right hand. He walks towards the building's entrance. That individual was seen exiting the BMW alone. The building's security camera footage shows the shooter enter the lobby, turn right, and immediately open fire on an NYPD officer. He then shoots a woman who took cover behind a pillar and proceeds through the lobby, spraying it with gunfire. He makes his way to the elevator bank, where he shoots a security guard who was taking cover behind the security desk. One additional male is shot in the lobby, per his own statement from the hospital. The shooter then calls the elevator, which opens in the lobby. A female exits that elevator and he allows her to walk past him unharmed. He goes up to the 33rd floor, which is route and management, and begins to walk the floor, firing rounds as he traveled. One person was struck and killed on that floor. He then proceeds down a hallway and shoots himself in the chest. In total, we have 5 victims shot, our officer and 4 other innocent civilians, plus the shooter. The shooter is believed to be Shane Tamora, a 27-year-old male with a Las Vegas address. The vehicle he exited is registered in Nevada to Mr. Tamora. Inside of that vehicle, officers found a rifle case with rounds, a loaded revolver, ammunition, and magazines, a backpack, and medication prescribed to Mr. Tamora. The vehicle was searched by our bomb squad and found to be clear of any explosives. The initial investigation shows that Mr. Tamora's vehicle traveled cross-country through Colorado on July 26th, then Nebraska and Iowa on July 27th, and then in Columbia, New Jersey as recently as 4:24 p.m. today. The vehicle entered New York City shortly thereafter. According to our law enforcement partners in Las Vegas, Mr. Tamora has a documented mental health history. His motives are still under investigation, and we are working to understand why he targeted this particular location. 345 Park Avenue is a commercial office building whose tenants include the NFL, Root and Management, KPMG, and Blackstone. At this time, 4 of the 5 victims are deceased, including our NYPD cop. Our officer was transported here to New York Presbyterian along with 1 male civilian, the lone shooting survivor, who is in critical but stable condition at this time. 2 other civilians, 1 male and 1 female, both deceased, were brought to Bellevue. The 4th civilian is a female who was found dead on the 33rd floor of the location. Additionally, there are 4 other victims being treated for minor injuries sustained in their attempts to flee the scene. Victims' names are being withheld at this time, pending family notification. Officers from our Special Operations Division are currently conducting a secondary sweep of the entire building. I want to be very clear. We believe this to be a lone shooter, and there is no longer an active threat to the public. But today, 4 innocent victims are dead. Among them is NYPD police officer Didarul Islam, 36 years old, 4 years on the job. Officer Islam was married with 2 young boys. His wife is pregnant with their 3rd child. He's assigned to the 4-7 precinct in the Bronx. He was doing the job that we asked him to do. He put himself in harm's way. He made the ultimate sacrifice, shot in cold blood, wearing a uniform that stood for the promise that he made to this city. He died as he lived, a hero. I want to extend my profound sympathies to all of the victims and their families, and to the brave NYPD cops who today lost a brother. There are still many questions that we have to answer, and we will answer them. But for now, our city is in mourning for the innocent lives lost. May their memories be a blessing. Pat. Oops, sorry.
Patrick Hendry, president of the PBA. This is a devastating night for our city, for our police department. Pure evil came to the heart of our city and struck innocent people. And one of our police officers who were protecting those people. We lost 4 people tonight in our hero brother who gave his life for this city. He was a hardworking police officer who was proud, we know, from hearing from his family, to put on that uniform and shield of a New York City police officer every day and went out and did his job. And he went out every single day to provide for his family, whether it was overtime or whatever he had to do to provide for this family. That's what he did on a daily basis. And his family is devastated. A wife losing a husband who provided for that family. A father who's not going to see his son again. And our hearts of every New York City police officer right now is hurting. We're hurting for our brother police officer who we lost. We're hurting for that family. We're hurting for all the victims and hurting for all the families of the victims. And we're all asking, why? Why did pure evil come here? And we know our police department and our law enforcement partners will work tirelessly to get those answers. But now our job as police officers is to be there for this family, to support them in any way that we can, to come together as a city, to be there for these families of the victims. And we will continue to do that because that's what New York City police officers do. And we're going to continue as police officers to go out and protect this city because we know that evil can strike at any time. But police officers are willing to risk their lives to protect everyone in this room and protect everyone in this city. So we ask all New Yorkers to pray for our police officers' family, to pray for all the victims and their families. And we need to stand united going forward. We thank you for covering this story.
Yeah, we are also joined by our federal partners from the ATF and the FBI. I want to give an opportunity to our partner in the FBI, Special Agent in charge of the New York City Fields Office, Chris Rea.
Thank you, Mayor. First off, on behalf of all the men and women of the FBI, I'd like to extend my deepest condolences to the victims of this senseless tragedy. And also personally, I want to extend my condolences to the police commissioner. And just please know, ma'am and Mr. Mayor, that you have the full force of FBI New York and the full force of FBI to get to the bottom of the answers. Upon learning of the incident this evening, FBI agents immediately deployed to the scene to assist our NYPD partners. While this remains an NYPD investigation, the FBI's New York office stands ready to provide any and all resources to assist our partners. Initial checks of our internal systems have not revealed any information about the subject. But when and if more information becomes available, we will share what we can when we can with the public. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to do some on-topic questions, folks. Start with CNN, please. Just a quick question about the police officer. From you saying, did he have a chance to fire his weapon at the shooter, or was it completely hampered?
Someone is asking a question, but the mic is very low.
All of this information is under active investigation. Videos are being reviewed. And then as this investigation continues to unfold, we'll be able to answer those questions. But right now, it's an active investigation.
Commissioner, if you could just talk about, he was working paid detail there. People might not know what that means. And was he the only officer working that paid detail there?
I believe that there were 2 officers in the building working pay detail assignments in different parts of the building.
And what was that? People, may say he's on his day off working in uniform.
Paid detail is a program that we have set up at the police department that allows companies to hire officers in uniform to provide extra uniform security. I already described what we found in the vehicle, and it's too early in the investigation to discuss anything more. As I said, too early in this investigation to tell, but nothing that we have seen preliminarily. I cannot. I cannot, other than to say that our partners in Las Vegas made us aware of a mental health history. Just what I said already. It was an M4 rifle, and we also found a revolver in the vehicle with ammunition and magazines. He did have a license in the state of Nevada. At this time, it's too early in the investigation to tell.
So that was, you just heard the live press conference on that very, very tragic, shooting there in Manhattan. Again, 4 people, civilians, plus an off-duty New York City police officer have been killed following a shooting in a building in Midtown Manhattan tonight. So it is 10:45. I've been on for an hour. By the way, make sure that you turn all notifications on. I'm not going to be staying on late tonight. I have an early morning. I do. So, yeah, anything else, I might stay on, just a few more minutes. And then I am going to say good night. Yes, it was self-harm. He has self-inflicted wound. Yes. And as you heard, the officer that lost his life, he was married. He had 2 children, and his wife was with child. Young family. And, the police family, they're devastated, for the loss. It's been, I think they said, about a year since an active duty police officer, you know, died in line of duty. Yeah. So turn on all notifications. You would love to look into their history, all of them. May they rest in peace. You heard them mention he had some mental issues from, he was from Nevada, 27-year-old. We don't know much yet. Okay. But it's tragic. Prayers up to the family, those who lost, loved ones. Yeah. Yes, it would be interesting to look into the background of the victims. Yeah. But right now it's all about the victims and support for their family. It's every day. Every day it seems, you know. That's what the news has become. Yeah. But that's an important story. Yeah. Also, another important story. Did you see that brutal um, beating that occurred in Cincinnati of a uh, white or Caucasian man and woman, and they were attacked by several young African American um, young people that were out, and it doesn't seem that there was any apparent, reason, but they were just attacked. Polly says, "No, what? Let me see if I can find it. It just happened." Yeah, and it's not being reported on as widely. Um, they're showing the tape. Let me see if I can get it on X, maybe. And people just stood by and watched, and some were filming it. Yes, a Cincinnati police chief says out of 100 people watching and recording the violent attack, only one called 911. I can let you hear maybe some of the sound of this because graphic. Just listen to that. So they're just kicking and punching, and you can see this white male. He's down on the in this middle of the street, and this crowd is just there, and he's being kicked and hurt by male and female. People are throwing things. It's just awful. He's being kicked in the head. It is difficult to watch it. I mean, it's just awful. Just awful. And then he falls. No one is calling 911, but one person. And this is just sad. It really is. And these are young adults, all African American, from what I can see on the camera. You just have to call it the way it is. And they were just out. It appears they were, just enjoying. And he was grabbed and pulled and shoved to the ground and brutally, you know, kicked. I mean, the women, do you see? I mean, they're still, and it's awful. It's just awful.
Joining me now, Bill Stanton, former NYPD officer. Bill,
Wait a
you
minute.
see
Let
the
me
familiar sight of
let me
police
just
cars
turn
lined
that
up,
down.
blocking roadways,
Mute
clearing.
that. But authorities have charged at least 5 suspects in that violent attack that occurred downtown Cincinnati. The beating took place on Friday night, and people, these young adults, some of them look like, like late teens, maybe 20s, were just had their phones out, making a viral moment, posting to social media, and um, it showed two people attacking a man. He was wearing a white t shirt. He was eventually shoved to the ground. He was kicked several times. He gets up, and then there was also a woman who was seen lying unconscious in the street after she was punched. Several people can be seen. They finally helped her to get up, and she eventually regained consciousness. But it was a violent attack. Yeah. And what, she was a mom working. She went to a friend's birthday party. It's just unconscionable that there were no police present in that area of Cincinnati on a Friday night, not even an ambulance to take her to the hospital, they said. Hardworking Americans shouldn't have to worry for their safety when they are just having a good time in our cities. Not a single local or state official had yet reached out as early as this afternoon, other than one police detective. So, where's the reporting on that? It's brutal attack. Cincinnati. I remember going to Cincinnati all the time. I used to think of Cincinnati as being, you know, the city on the hills, and it's just, yeah, a nice place to visit. I didn't, yeah. I guess there's different, um, patches or areas. But can you just imagine? Just you'd have to watch it. The video is out there. So it was men and women, young adults, kicking, shoving, beating, pulling, and no police around to arrest these. Yes, it's awful. Anytime it happens to anyone, no matter what their nationality. Mhm. Yeah. If it had been the reverse, there would be a big outcry. Just have to be honest. There would be a big outcry, people marching in the street. Yeah. And here it is, a scene, and it's barely reported on. This is Cincinnati. It's terrible on both sides. Mm. Violence is unacceptable, no matter who. These are just people enjoying out on a Friday night. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that show. Cincinnati WKRP in Cincinnati. Natty. Yeah, old show, but good show to watch. Well, it is almost 11 o'clock, and it's time for me to say goodnight. Um, you can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. I will take this video, and in the morning when it goes through, I'll edit out all of the dead space out of it, and then that way you can watch it. Yeah. All right. Biggest bear hugs again go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears, especially the moderators. Thank you so very much. And thank you, baby Juju, for the cash app last night. I didn't see it until after the broadcast. Yeah. Yeah. Good night. Good night. I see you. Sunset, Polly, Vicky, baby Juju. It's not me. Love wins. All of you who have joined me, Angela. I didn't see the question. In You have a question about the difference between the UK and the United States of America? That's very broad. You'd have to be, maybe more specific. And what kind of, what do you want to know? People, uh, politics right now, something specific. Yeah, email me. Maybe we can get some information and answer your question. Okay. Anything else before I say good night? Angela is from the UK. Okay. Maybe you can share with us your perspective on the differences that you see. Mhm. Yeah. Oh, it's too late to get into this, but I received a uh, piece of mail today, and it was from someone who said they were in the UK. Yeah, That's what reminded me. Over in France. Yeah, and it it was one of those. Definitely, I think like a Ponzi scheme, but a long letter written about money that yeah, just because my family name is the same as someone over there, they say it was absolute. I mean, I could see right through it. But what was interesting, most interesting to me, not just because it was from France, it was a mail stamp from France. It was postage. But the postage stamp was one of those smiling faces. The postage stamp was a large, oversized stamp of one of those smiling faces. A scam. Yes. Big time scam. Yeah. What's this? A new law, French law about last names and citizenship. Yeah, that was creepy. Yes, one of those smiling faces. Yes. Um, I'll just tell you that that smiling face is a signature of a troll. Yeah. I mean, we put up smiling emojis, but there's specific ones that I've received. Mhm. That is probably just a pure coincidence. Yeah. It's not me says, I never open unexpected mail, texts, or emails. And good luck getting me to answer. No, I'm not going to answer. It got ripped in half and thrown in the trash. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, said they found my name. Yeah. I have so many unread texts. And that's what I was doing on Sunday, deleting a lot of things not opened and cleaning mail. Yeah. Storage. Yeah. Well, that's it for me. I appreciate you. Uh yeah, right at the end. Trash, yeah. Trash and delete. All right. I've said what I needed to say for tonight. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.
나연히 내게 보낸 reels 하나둘씩 클릭해보는 너의 생각들 yeah. Look at me baby you and me 하루 종일 혼자라도 not only lonely Come close to me baby just like a dream yeah. 따뜻한 너의 꿈 고개 들어 이렇게 눈 맞추면 You make me go crazy all the little things you do You're my teddy bear, teddy bear 나는 사랑과 내게 쳐도 좋아 You're my teddy bear, teddy bear 부드러운 너의 품 나는 보는 너의 눈 The sweetest 불건강 너에게 어디가 그렇게 좋냐고 물어보면 난 이렇게 대답할래 내게 10번의 기회가 있다던 나에게 오는 해가 2번 아니 3번 뜰 때까지 너의 옆에 Come close to me baby just like a dream yeah 이런 난 정야 I wanna know everything about you 살짝 몰래 내게 입 맞추면 You make me go crazy all the little things you do You're my teddy bear, teddy bear 나는 사랑과 내게 쳐도 좋아 You're my teddy bear, teddy bear 부드러운 너의 품 나는 보는 너의 눈 The sweetest It might be too early to say But I found the love of my life, my life 너도 나와 같은 맘인걸 The way you make me feel is gonna change the way I used to be 잊혀질 환상일까 두려워하는 나의 손을 잡아줄 거란 뜻을 알아 Baby take my hand You're my teddy bear, teddy bear 나는 사랑과 내게 쳐도 좋아 You're my teddy bear, teddy bear 부드러운 너의 품 나는 보는 너의 눈 The sweet You're my teddy bear, my teddy bear 이대로 시간이 멈춘데도 좋아 You're my teddy bear, my teddy bear 부드러운 너의 품 나만 보는